Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Today's video is going to be about the best MMO that I found in 2023, which is Albion Online. It has so many different things to do. So after you finish the tutorial, which gives you a lot of stuff, you come to these NPCs which give you missions to do, and this is your startup city here. So I'm in Forest Cross, so it depends on the region you pick. Once you finish the tutorial, they send you to a main city. In my case it's Slimhurst, and this is Forest Cross, the beginner city. So it has a market. I mean, this game has everything. It has crafting, farming, gathering, PvP, PvE, everything you need. So the beginner city has a market, has a bank, it has an expedition area. This is your favorite guy here. He's the repair guy. He's going to be taking all your silver, especially if you have high gear and weapons. So every time you're downed, you pay 5% of your gear for him for repair. So the best thing to do in your startup city is like gather, start gathering. So I made a tier 3 sickle, and I'm just going to show you how you can gather really fast. So this is a tier 3 sickle, and I'm collecting cotton, which is the lowest tier, level 2 cotton. As you can see, this is a level 3 sickle, and I already collected 1,358 silver. So that's in less than 20 seconds, and they respawn really fast, so you can collect them repeatedly if other players didn't collect them. So you can put a sell order, as you can see, and you can get 1,400 almost each time. So you can start collecting here, and once you have enough money and you finish the missions, from the royal representative, this city, the starter city, has all the resources, so you can gather all the resources. And the shops are free of charge mostly, so you don't pay any charges on the shops, so it's free. Once you're done, you got to go through different cities here. As you can see, they have different levels, and I'm going to Slimhurst, which is my main city. It depends on the region you pick. There's Bridgewatch here, there's Thetford and Fort Sterling. There are different types of cities here that you can go to, your main city, and each city has its own biome and its own resources. Inside the city there are so many shops, and the cool thing about the game is that the shops are even owned by players. As you can see in the map, you can open up the map and you can see what region has what resources and what's missing. So you can easily recenter your position to see where you are on the map and what resources are available in the place that you are currently standing. So for example, you can go to another region, collect cotton and iron ore, like that region here in the desert, and go back and sell it in the Slimhurst area. Each place has static dungeons, not all the places, but some of them. This is the undead dungeon. You can do it as a group, 3 to 5 players. And each region has posts. So this 5 posts are green, so they're Slimhurst region. So you get a 15% bonus on gathering when you occupy it. As you can see, this desert area is being occupied by Slimhurst. 1 post is occupied, 2 posts are left. So once they occupy it, we get 15% more on these resources when we go gather there, which is really good. So this is why people occupy regions. This is called faction warfare. We're going to talk about it in a little bit. And up here there's a whole different area. So this is the black zone portal. Each city has its own portal to the black zone. It's a safe area in the portal, And in the middle there's the Brazilian city, which you have to go through the mists, collect mist points, and then it opens up. So this is the black zone portal. As you can see, there's like level 5, 6, and 7 in the black zone. So it's not worth it if you don't have high level tools, if you want to go gather. Guilds build hideouts like this, and they have to protect them and spend a lot of money on them in the black zone, and they're really useful once you make them, because you can put your stuff and loot in there. And guilds fight over territories. So just like the normal map, it has posts. The black zone has these areas as territories that you occupy as a guild. But it's a really dangerous area. I don't recommend going there with full gear. So once you finish with your beginner city, you go into the main city. So this is Limhurst, in my case. And the main city, it has a lot of shops here, which are owned by players, and they can charge whatever they want. So as you can see, some shops have 10,000 fees. Some others have 300, 350, 550, different charges. The closer to the center, the higher the price. And you gotta check and compare prices before you craft at any of these shops. Just make sure to check the prices and go to the cheapest ones, because it will make a big difference. So as you can see, you can craft anything you want. There are different types of shops. There's the bank here in the middle where you put your stuff, a market to buy and sell stuff, travel planner to go to your island and different cities. It charges if you have a lot of stuff on you. Island merchant, where you can buy your private island. Artifact foundry, where you can upgrade your weapons. These are the main places. Repair station, and that's the portal for the black zone. So if you want to go to the black zone, that's the way to go. Energy manipulator, that's the crystal arena lethal place. And this is the normal arena, non-lethal. So non-lethal, they don't take your stuff. Lethal, they take your stuff. So make sure you have appropriate gear so that you don't lose all your things. So this is the guy that upgrades the gear here. And this is my favorite friend here. This guy is the repair guy. You just keep paying him silver. He doesn't do anything. He just slams the hammer a couple of times and steals your silver. So here you can buy your private island if you have a 7 days premium for 18k silver. It's pretty cheap. I definitely recommend buying private island. And I'm going to show you what's in the private island in a little bit. So this is the bank where you store all your gear and stuff. There's a little entrance from the bank to the market, so it's pretty convenient. You get to the market pretty fast. You can go back to the bank and store your stuff there. So this is the market here. There's a buy button, a sell button. You can set buy orders, sell orders. You can sell directly, but I don't recommend to sell directly because it's really expensive. So just put a sell order and you get more money. It's better than selling directly. And you can check the buy orders and fulfill them. Work as a merchant in Albion Online and just buy it cheap, sell it high. These are the sell orders. This is that I have. I wish they added like the total of the sell orders that you have listed, so that just gives you a rough estimate of how much silver you have in the market. Here you have loadouts. This is a really cool feature. You can save loadouts. We're going to be making videos on this later. So you can make loadouts and search for them in the market. It will give you the price, total price for your loadout, and you can buy them or click buy and equip, and it will equip them directly. So this is the total price, buy and equip, and you'll have your stuff back. So it's really useful for PvP when you have a, you know, low cost gear in the black zone. So you lose the gear, you just go to the market, equip it, and leave, you know. This guy sells vanity items, so skins, you know, rides, just, you know, cosmetics, I guess. So I'm not very interested in this one. So you can use like community tokens to buy from him. This is the arena. I like the arena. The arena is 5v5. There's unranked and ranked. And there's a season, you know. So the season just started. These are custom match if you want to do. So this season just started. I was bronze 1 and got brought back to iron 3. And it has 92 days to finish. And each time you level up, you get a chest. So it's pretty cool, pretty nice. And you get to practice your skills, you know, your fighting skills. So this is the Conqueror's Hall, where they have the trophies of the winners of the Crystal Lethal fights. So if you go inside here, you can register for lethal fights in here. You pay the price in silver, you just buy tickets, and you wait your turn. And once the fights start, you can go and fight. So these are the tickets where you can buy tokens in here. And there are non-lethal fights and lethal fights, so it depends on your choice. I recommend non-lethal. So unless you become a really good player, then go lethal. So this is a different type of arena here. 5v5, 20 versus 20, whatever. So you have a lot of choices. And you can buy like different things here. Chests, Tombs of Insight for experience. And right here you go through this portal here into the black zone. So we're in the royal map right now, which is non-lethal. It has blue and yellow regions, and the black region, red regions too. Red regions are lethal also in the royal maps. But if you go to the black zone here, it's all lethal. So this portal is safe. It has a market, it has a bank, which is connected to your main city. So whatever you put here goes, you can access it in your main city as well. This is the portal here, and as you can see, there's level 5, 6, and 7 black zones, which you can go to if you want. And it's a huge area. It's like almost as big as the royal maps here. And it's a lot of fun, but go with a low cost gear. So I go there with like a 12k gear. Just kill 12 mobs and you get your money's worth. And then if you die, it's okay. So, until you get some experience, and then you can start going with high level gear. But I mean, they have so many different weapons, so many different armors, abilities. It's so fun to customize your character depending on your gear. It's really cool. So this is the travel planner. This is the Albion Guild island. So you're more than welcome to join our guild. You have your private bank here, your private market. We just started up the guild here, so it's kind of new. We have our repair guy, and I set all the fees, according to the cost of feeding. So all these shops need food to operate. So I just set it for the cost of food for all guild members. And this is the guild hall. So we have like laborers, missionary laborers. They have journals and level 4 right now. Probably upgrade them soon. But there are different types of laborers. You take the journals and you go gathering. to fill up the journal, and then you give it, you press on the work tab and give the laborer the journal, and he'll return with resources for you. So it's just like an extra, it's not really a money-making strategy, but it gets you some stuff because it costs you beds, tables, and artifacts for the happiness of the laborer. So it's not cost effective. You just pay it up front, you know.
Welcome, traveler.
Farms are nice. I mean, you know, making farms on your island is good investment. Other than that, it's not good, really. Not that great. Those are solo expeditions. You can register on solo expeditions. They don't give that good of a reward. So there are different levels, tier 3, 4, and 5. 2,500 silver. And a bag of whatever, Tombs of Insight experience books that add to your experience. In here, if you go here, once you reach a certain level, you can be a faction. In the faction, you can put the faction flag on. As you can see, the flag on my on me changed to green. So now anybody from another faction can kill me, and I can kill them or down them, depending on the region. So right now I'm in a yellow zone, which is non-lethal, so you can just down players, not kill them and take their stuff. Red and black regions, you can take their stuff. There are different types of dungeons. This is a group dungeon here. There's solo dungeon, corrupted dungeons, so many different types of dungeons that you can play, each with a different twist. Very interesting and nice, like, you know, 2v2 hill gates, non-lethal, of course. It's corrupted dungeon. So these are the dungeons. You can just enter them by clicking them. You have to dismount sometimes. And there are just, you know, available all over the map. So each region has dungeons according to its level. So if you're in a tier 5 map, you have a tier 5 dungeon. If you're a tier 4 map, you have a tier 4 dungeon, and so on. So it depends on the difficulty of the map. You can just press recenter to locate yourself on the map. You can see each map has its own resources, so and lacks some resources also. And if you want to gathering is the best thing to do in Albion to get silver. From my perspective, you just go on gathering trip. You know, you get, for an hour, you get almost 250,000, almost. There are portals to the Roads of Avalon, which is also black zone, lethal zone. So I don't recommend going to these until you get some experience. Faction warfare, as you can see, there are guards in these posts for the faction. And there's a big guard here with 27k health. So once you occupy these posts in the different maps, as you can see, 5, 4, 2, 3, and 1. In this map, if you occupy all of them, it becomes yours. You occupy them by killing the guards. As you can see, the faction gathers up, and we go kill the guards in different maps, like this. And once they're dead, you just stand in the middle and occupy the post, like this. So it becomes your faction's post. And once you have all the posts, you get 15% return on your gathering. So this is why people like to do that. These little lights, blue lights, they're the mist. They take you to the mists here. You just enter. It's a solo experience. So this is really nice because, you know, you get away, it's a solo experience. So if you find somebody, it's a 1v1. Instead of 8v1 like the black zone, you get ganked up by like you know, 8 players versus you if you're a solo player. There are camps in the mists here. Once you enter them, you need 7,370 faction points from killing these mobs here. Once you finish them, you go and find the chest inside the camp and you take it. So this is a cool way to get some loot. Actually, one of the best ways. And there are Abbey, Nightfall Abbey, like maze type camps also that show up in the mists sometimes. You go and inside them, and you know, you get a lot of loot out of them also. So it's definitely recommended to check out the mists. There's the Brazilian city also, which is based on the mist biome also. But it's really tough to get back from there. So whatever loot you get from the Brazilian city, you can't bring it back into you know, the royal cities unless you pay a hefty travel price, or go through the black zone and risk losing them all. So once you exit the mists through the blue portals on the sides, you return to your original place. So this is my personal island. So once you have a premium for 7 days, you can go buy your private island for 18k silver almost. Prices change. And you can have farms like this to farm carrots and wheat. You buy the seeds from this guy or from the market. Sometimes he's cheaper, sometimes the market is cheaper, so you gotta cross-check. This is a herb farm, so you can plant herbs here. And this is a kennel, or a place to raise chickens and farm animals. And there's a kennel to raise wild animals and rare animals. So I have deer and chicken here, raising them. You can raise them, and you have to feed them and stuff. Babies drop through killing wild animals while gathering and skinning. So it's pretty good to have them. This is a chemistry lab, alchemy lab, where you can craft potions. So I built these on my private island because I'm crafting them. If you press H on an empty space like this, it shows you what you can build on your island. So if you have empty spaces, there are different types of stuff that you can build on your island, guild island and private island. You know, you construct them with resources. You either gather them or buy them from the market. And you know, on your private island you build house. On your guild island you can build a guild hall. So guild hall is bigger. And you can manage your island through the access rights place here. Also, you know, guild islands and private islands have different settings, so you can pick and choose what you want. So let's talk about premium. I played without premium, and you can definitely collect the silver needed in 1 month, or buy it with real money. It gives you a lot of advantages, which is you know, 30 learning points per day, 10,000 focus points, which 50% more fame. The focus points is used with a lot of stuff like farming, gathering, and crafting and everything. So as you can see, it gives you a lot of advantages here, and it's definitely expedites your progress. So it's definitely worth buying the premium. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to buy the premium. You'll get the link to go there and buy the premium. So, and download the game. So if you want to download the game, I'll have the link in the description below. Thank you for watching the video, and we're going to be making a lot of videos in the future, so make sure to subscribe for future videos and tutorials and funny moments and everything in Albion Online. See you next time.